Here's what's going to happen. The trolls are going to mock and attack. Nothing new. The old schoolers are going to mock and attack. Nothing new. One of the old schoolers wrote, Matthew Johnson is nothing more than an opportunist. As an alleged doctor, for him to suggest that Bigfoot can heal and that hearing voices is legitimate is reprehensible. He preys on people who quite possibly have mental issues. So in case you didn't realize it, you all have mental issues. I wish more people would speak out. Some woo-wooers are going to mock and attack as well. This is something new. They're going to say, I already knew all about this. And no, they didn't. They did not know about the Exodus. They did not know about the need to bring them over from a dying planet. They did not know about that. This is all completely wrong. That's not what the forest people told me. Well, because they thought the forest people were talking to them, but they weren't. It was just them in their own heads making crap up. Here's what's not going to happen. I will never seek to make anything up in order to draw attention. I always have and always will simply tell the truth and back it up with circumstantial evidence and witness testimonies. If nothing has happened, I will report that too. I don't make crap up. I do not lie. I do not hoax. I back everything up with circumstantial evidence, with pictures, with prints, with saliva samples, with multiple witness testimony. I don't make crap up. I've had over 50 witnesses come out with me over 17 years. You don't get to just call me a liar or hoaxer. You have to call all 50 plus people liars and hoaxers. Also, here's what's not going to happen. I will never change my name to some silly guru-sounding title in an attempt to elevate myself to some kind of special mystical status. Dr. Woo-Woo, whatever. I'll continue to just be plain old Matt or Dr. J. Now, I'm just going to say this because this is where I'm coming from. I'm just being open. I'm an open, honest book. It really peeves me when people have to create some mystical name, change their name to whatever, to somehow have some status in some kind of realm or field or whatever, to elevate themselves to some kind of mysticism, to have everybody follow and believe in them. I'm sorry, I think that's crap. You were born and your name was Fred, guess what? You're still freaking Fred. You're not some other mystical name because you experienced something. You were born Fred, you are Fred, you're going to die Fred. You're Fred. I'm Matt. I'm not here to be anybody's guru. I'm not here to change my name. My parents gave me the name Matt. I am Matt. I'm going to die Matt. I am Dr. J. You are not going to give me some mystical status name. I'm not claiming some mystical status name. I think all that's bunk. That's crap. It's a show. I'm not doing it. Now, what I will tell you is, I am Matt. I am honest. I value integrity. I value the truth. I will always give you the truth as Matt. If something happens, if I'm told something, if I see something, if I witness something, I'm going to tell you. If nothing happens, I'm going to tell you nothing happened. But I am always Matt. Until my dying day, I am Matt. I am not anybody's guru. I am not anyone's Roshnice, Bhagwan, whatever. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
I am Matt. Born Matt, am Matt, die Matt. Making up these mystical names is BS. It's garbage. I am not Dr. Woo-Woo. Here's what I hope will happen. What I hope will happen is the Bigfoot forest people will be accepted and respected for who they really are, rather than who we want them to be. I cannot begin to tell you how many people I run into who already have their little box made up in their mind about what they think the Bigfoot forest people should be. And if you suggest the possibility that they're anything other than what they've already formulated in their mind what they should be, they're going to shut you down. I'm scientifically based. Are you freaking kidding me? Do you understand that our science is in its infancy? And our science cannot even come close to understanding who they are and what they're able to do? And because you're holding on to your science as your filter in your little rigid box, and who they really are is outside your box, and you refuse to accept that, you really call that science? You really call that an open mind? Because if you're really a person of science, you're willing to entertain any data that comes across your path. You're not going to say, well, if it's outside my box, if it's outside my filter, I'm not going to accept it. That's not science. And you may lie to yourself, fool yourself, and try to convince yourself that that's science, but that's not science. Science takes all the data, sifts everything, even if it's outside your box, even if it's outside your filter. So here's what I hope will happen. The Bigfoot forest people will be accepted and respected for who they really are, rather than who you want them to be. Number two, kind people with good hearts and open minds will put their fears aside and reach out to them, establishing a trusting relationship. Trees, number three, will be seen differently, hugged more often, and talked to more frequently. Zorth has told me repeatedly, let everybody know we're in the trees, and the trees are everywhere. Bigfooters will treat one another with more kindly and respectfully love God, love their neighbor as themselves. You have a choice, ladies and gentlemen. You have a choice between the red pill and the blue pill. You have a matrix choice between the red pill and the blue pill. You take the red pill, your eyes are going to open up to a world you never realized existed. You take the blue pill, you're going to be stuck in the mundane, boring world that everyone lives in, is totally blinded to, and die not realizing anything. Red pill or blue pill. Now, if you take the red pill, you never get to go back to a blue pill world. Once your eyes are opened up, you never get to go back to this ignorant head in the sand world. And guess what? Old schoolers become habituators and interactionists. But habituators and interactionists never go this way and become an old schooler. There's a one-way flow. Old schoolers become habituators and interactionists, but habituators and interactionists never ever become old schoolers. Do you get that? Once you take the red pill, you never go back to the blue pill. There's a reason for that. Now, last fall, I took a group of people out to Soya, including Kevin, who you will hear speak tomorrow, and his wife Samara, and took Jackie Davis, and took Steve Bachman, and we were at Soya. And we had an awesome time there, and some pretty incredible stuff happened. At the end of our time there, the morning of, when we were going to be packing up, okay? Remember, red pill versus blue pill, right? And it's going to sound crazy, but I don't lie, I don't hoax. If I said it happened, guess what had happened? Okay, that morning we're sitting there in camp, we're eating breakfast. All of a sudden we hear, phoom, phoom, phoom. And it's like this wash from a helicopter, and guess what? The pterodactyl flew over our heads. Flew from the east, hung a right, flew north. A freaking pterodactyl. Now, I immediately mind spoke with Zorth because I know that they can shape-shift into anything they want to be. They choose the upright, hairy, bipedal figure to get our attention. Remember the whole 50-year agenda and game plan, but we accomplished the exodus. We got them over last year. So that whole mission has been accomplished. But that's what they chose to get our attention. But they can shape-shift into a cougar, into a deer, into a crow, into people. They can shape-shift into little people, to fairies, anything they want to be. Okay? Anything. And so I asked Zorth, I said, was that you guys? Right? I asked Zorth immediately, was that you guys? Zorth responded to me, no, that was a pterodactyl. And I'm like, where'd it come from? And he said, there's a time travel portal up there on that hill, on the 9 o'clock hill. And the pterodactyl came through the time travel portal. Now I dare you to go online, go to YouTube and type in pterodactyl sightings. I'd be surprised at how many pterodactyl sightings there are around North America.
In the state of Washington.
And I might point out the fact that when you look at North American Indian totem poles, everything they have on the totem pole is real, right? They have Bigfoot on the totem pole, which is myth and legend, right? But they're real. The Sasquatch on their totem pole is real. And then guess what? On their totem poles, some of them have the thunderbird or the pterodactyl on their totem poles. Hello? They're real. Everything on those North American Indian totem poles are real, including the Sasquatch and the pterodactyl, the thunderbird. Zorth told me, you are now free to write your book. And I already shared with you, wrote it in less than a month. Wasn't the only one writing that book. Books for sale out there. You can talk with my fiancée Cynthia. She can take your credit card, debit card, or cash. Also want to let you know that we have a Facebook group called Team Squatchin' USA. We have 9,300 members. We're growing quickly. We'll pass over 10,000 pretty soon. Lots of good members and feedback there. Good group. Want to let you know that Squatch Lives Matter. Okay?